I'm Chef Sam Johnson.
And I'm Jesse Brookshire. Chef Jesse Brookshire.
Welcome to another episode of Sons of Scullery. Go Broncos!
Today we're going to be featuring a little bit of surf and turf. And these are all geared around the NFL football season. So what we have right here is we're going to be doing a little bit of lamb meatballs with a little spiced honey glaze and a mint tzatziki.
The second part of the surf and turf today, we're going to be doing a roasted pepper medley queso dip made with white cheddar and crab.
Surf
And
turf. All right, folks. Today what we have for you, some beautiful Colorado lamb. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some meatballs. I have about a tablespoon of thyme and a tablespoon of rosemary. So we have our whole rosemary here. Basically just pluck all of the sprigs off of there. Same with the thyme, fresh thyme. Get all of the leaves off there, and you can discard the stems or you can use them in some sort of stock or something. Right here I have a tablespoon of each. Just gonna give those both a decent little chop. You don't want to over chop these because these are herbs and a lot of the oils and stuff will be released once you start chopping it. So,
true story. I'm also going to come in with the half cup of onion.
So Sam's got a half cup of white onion here. And next we're gonna add, I have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and 2 tablespoons of Dijon. And you can add pretty much any mustard you want, you know, stone ground or, you know, a sweet style mustard. This is just a basic Dijon. And then we're gonna crack 2 eggs in there.
2 little cluck cluck shells.
And then next, we have our breadcrumbs. So the reason we're adding breadcrumbs and eggs are basically to kind of bind all this meat together. So this is about a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. We choose to go with like a little more basic style breadcrumb. You don't want like Italian or anything because we already have our herbs in there. So, and we're gonna add just a touch of chili flake.
Spicy.
Spice it up. That's probably about a teaspoon. And some salt. I'm gonna go with sea salt on this, just so it gets mixed in nicely with the meats. Sam, if you would, sir.
Absolutely.
Mix that up.
It's gonna get in there nice like and just make it all love each other. Kind of like forced love. Just mix it all together.
Beautiful.
We're making this instead of breadcrumbs. You can use any kind of flour that you want. You can use almond flour, any type of gluten-free flour if you're allergic to gluten. Pretty much anything you want. You want to roll them into about nice little silver dollar sized meatballs right there. They're going to render a little bit. All the juice we cooked out of them will actually shrink when they're in the oven.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we're doing these for an appetizer, so we want to keep them nice and small, kind of bite-sized. So. And one of the great things about lamb is it's the lowest cholesterol in all of red meats, so that's a great reason to use lamb over beef or, you know, buffalo. Even buffalo is real low in cholesterol, but lamb's great.
Now we're gonna go ahead and take our meatballs that we just rolled out on the sheet tray over to the stove and put them in a hot cast iron pan to get that caramelization on them. You can go ahead and set each individual meatball going in circles.
Keep in mind you don't want to overpack it, otherwise you won't get proper caramelization on all the meatballs.
We're gonna let each side just caramelize and we'll flip it over. That's a nice certification right there. Perfectly balanced on top, looking for that really dark brown looking color.
So for these beautiful certified lamb meatballs we've made, Sam here is gonna make a little honey glaze. Sam's got about a 1/4 cup of honey there. Then he's gonna add a little spice blend that we made. And that's the beautiful thing about cooking is you can make this blend however you want. We have about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, about a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and a tablespoon of paprika. It's gonna be used as a nice little glaze over our meatballs as we throw them in the oven.
Little busy bees making honey for me. This is to all the bees working hard out there to bring us that sweet, succulent nectar.
Keep working hard.
We love you all.
Don't go into extinction.
You want to blend it real hard because a lot of that powder is kind of hard to blend into the honey. Kind of like if you ever had cinnamon and honey, it has actually a lot of health benefits. It's kind of hard to mix them together, so you got to be a little rough with it.
And if you need to, you can add a little bit of hot water in there to kind of make it a little bit more pliable to the meatballs. So.
All right, there we go. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. Good consistency right there. And we're just gonna go ahead and just, glaze them up all over the top. Spread the love around. This will all melt down on top of them while they're cooking in the oven. You want to set your oven on about 450 to 500 degrees, depending on what you're used to. We're doing it at 450. Get a little bit of a slower bake on these guys.
Perfect rationing there.
It's sticky.
All right, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and throw these bad boys in the oven now. Let that caramelize over the top of them.
So now we just want to roll those balls around in all that lovely sauce we made. Now they're getting that nice coating on there. All that honey's melted down. Gonna give them about 5 more minutes. There we go. Lovely little honey spiced meatballs.
Next, we're gonna make the tzatziki for our lamb meatballs. And we have some nice Greek yogurt here, plain obviously for flavor reasons. I'm gonna take some fresh mint, roll it up into a little bundle. I'm just gonna lightly chiffonade it.
This is our play on little tzatziki because it's complementing lamb, mint and lamb, classic combination. So
I'm gonna go ahead and throw that right in there. We also have a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh thyme. I'm gonna throw that in there. About 1/4 teaspoon of fresh lemon zest and a full 1 tablespoon of garlic. Next, we're gonna take a pinch of sea salt. Just gonna go ahead and throw it in there like that. I'm just gonna blend everything together.
you can always add more salt at the end to flavor.
This is gonna go really nice with that lamb flavor. I love it.
We're gonna do some cucumber. And what I'm gonna do is once I get to the middle, I'm actually gonna take these seeds out.
You de-seed that cucumber.
Dirty little cucumber.
Dirty little cucumber.
Now that we've got rid of those, we're gonna chop it up as fine as you want. You can even take the seed and the skin off on these. It's kind of up to you.
That's perfect. We're going for more of a texture to where it's going to be a little bit of bigger chunks so you can actually taste the cucumber. Nice cuts, Jesse. Nice chops there, guy.
Oh, it's chops there.
Perfect.
That's what we're looking for.
I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up.
And really, that's another one of those sauces where, you can add how much ever you want, however little you want. You can substitute things if you want. Don't forget that, mate. You got a couple beautiful little green onions there looking at you.
Hey, Smack, bro, they
Look at those eyeballs.
Are they looking at me like this?
Oh yeah.
Because it looks like they are. So what we're actually gonna do is come over here and we're gonna microplane
Last
these
part of this
little
tzatziki.
baby onions.
These are some green onion bulbs. Beautiful green onion bulbs, actually, we got here in the great state of Colorado.
It came straight out of our friend's garden. So microplaning is basically the same as kind of like zesting. It's just making this a very, very fine little amount.
You can use those scraps in another dish or something else. But the great part about zesting this is it becomes almost pureed. And all those flavors are still really solid.
It's burning my eyes.
Just keep going.
Ah! Good thing teardrops aren't one of our ingredients, are they? Go ahead and come over to our bowl here and drop that right in there.
That's a lot of deliciousness right there.
Boom. Go ahead and get a tasting spoon here and try this out. That's perfect. The very well-balanced tzatziki right there. The garlic, the cucumber, the thyme, the mint, the lemon zest come together in one flourishing, beautiful flavor.
Especially all of that on top of a nice, really heavily spiced, glazed lamb meatball. Perfect. It's refreshing, yet pungent.
Touchdown! Now we're going to start making our crab queso dip. And what we have here is a medley of 3 Fresno peppers, 1 whole hache chili, and a big serrano. So we're going to take them and put them in this mixing cup here. And all that residual oil that adds the flavor.
That's all flavor.
Flavor flav. And take a little pinch of salt, throw that right in there. Any kind of salt will work. And we got a mixing wand here. We're going to go ahead and just put that down there. Just bring everything together. Just kind of mix it around like that and add a little tiny bit of oil. And that's what we're looking for. Perfect. Get all that stuff out of there. All that nice flavor.
Yeah, so we kept all that beautiful charred skin on there because that's gonna add a nice extra touch of that smokiness.
Now we got a mixing bowl here. We're gonna go ahead and take about a cup of a Vermont cheddar mix that we got. Throw it right in the bowl.
Beautiful white and yellow cheddars in there.
We're gonna add a half a cup of Asiago cheese. Throw it right in there. Then right here we got about a quarter pound of Dungeness crab. All lumped up, we're gonna go ahead and throw that right in the center. And then right here is we have a mayo sour cream mixture. Each equal parts is 1 cup. So we're gonna add that into here. And we're just gonna go ahead and spat that out because nobody likes waste. I'm just gonna blend it all together.
Next comes our favorite part. As you can tell, Sam and I love cooking with roasted peppers, and there's a good reason for that. Tons of flavor.
Get that out, throw it right in the center here. Hopefully this gives us that orange we're looking for our beloved Denver Broncos. And then we're gonna take about a teaspoon of chopped minced garlic, throw that right on top. Blend everything together.
Also about a teaspoon of salt.
Boy, this is gonna be some bomb queso, dude.
And then we're gonna take
This will get you the ladies at your next Super Bowl party.
about a quarter of a lemon. Squeeze that in there, make sure and strain out the seeds. Just a little zing.
Next, what we're gonna do, after you get a good mix on that, you don't wanna over mix it, you're gonna take a cast iron pan. Really, you could use any pan, it's gonna work. We obviously love cast iron on Sons of Scullery. It's kind of our thing. So we're gonna go ahead and place it in there, just like that. We have our oven preheated to 450 degrees, ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna put it in there. Just get a nice balance over the top with a spatula. All right, we're gonna use this nice Vermont yellow cheddar and just coat the top of it right there. This is gonna be good because when it comes out, all this is gonna be caramelized and deliciously cheesy. And cheddar, and about let that cook for about 15 minutes or so. Now we're gonna go ahead and fry our pita bread. I'm just gonna drop our pita bread in this nice little pan here of hot olive oil and crisp them up a little bit. And what you want to do is just look for the edges to brown a little bit, then we're going to flip them over, hinting that they're done. And perfectly done. Just go ahead and pull them out, put them on a little plate with plenty of paper towel to soak up the rest of that residual oil. Oh, I can smell that nice queso dip from here. Oh, it looks beautiful, perfect. Go ahead and pull it out. Look at that caramelization on the cheese right there. Oh yeah, and it's Broncos orange. Makes it even better. Now comes our favorite time of the episode. We're gonna be plating our food.
And eating.
Jesse's gonna go ahead and do that queso dip over there. I'm gonna go ahead and do these meatballs.
Sam, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this.
I know, me too. It looks so good.
Words do not describe.
So basically just gonna go ahead and we already put our tzatziki in a ramekin. We're just gonna add toothpicks so nobody's eating like heathens around here.
Nobody wants that at your
Football party.
Everybody's gonna be so proper. Nobody's gonna be drinking. So we got our fried pita chips, some blue corn tortillas.
Got those nice Broncos colors in there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
This is our mile-high ode to the blue and orange.
Dab the meatball.
Stack it in there.
And bam. You could be so kind to hand me that towel, sir. My fingers are sticky. All right.
There you
There's
have
our
it.
finished product right there.
Surf and turf.
Crab queso dip.
And a little honey spice glazed lamb meatball with
That's-
a mint tzatziki sauce.
That's a touchdown all in one. Go Broncos!
Say Scullery and then let's look at each other and say
Scullery. Go Broncos!
Scullery.
Go Broncos!
Scullery.
Go Broncos!
Scullery.
Go Broncos!
Hello, please. Hi. Hi.